Oh, what a great day. Oh man, give it just a minute to get everyone in here. Share the link one more time. Two of you are in here already. It looks like we are gonna celebrate. We are alive. Join the fun. All right. Ray Anderson is gone. Paul Madison, what's going on, my friend? He's gone. He's gone. We got the Dr. Peppy to celebrate, man. Oh my goodness. Oh man, this is so exciting, man. This is so exciting. Oh. This is so exciting. Just a great new chapter for Sun Devils athletics. It's going to be so amazing to be able to move forward from Ray Anderson. And this, look, it's a long time coming, but we'll take it, man. We'll talk about it. I'll probably be on for an hour, dude. We're gonna have good conversation. Paul, can we also talk about has been the worst decade for baseball at forever? We get back to competing for titles again on the NEM. Absolutely. And here's the thing with that, right? Is you have the right guy in place with Willie Bloomquist. And what you need is to get back on track with the recruiting and whatnot. And that is something that I feel is going to be on pace for the Sun Devils. In fact, they have a couple high recruits that are coming in, I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves right. Let's see. Sun Devils baseball recruiting class 2023. Nope, not the draft. Well, you did have Rafael Velasquez, but he got drafted and signed, so he won't be here. But you've got Jaden Alba was the 291 ranked. You've got 3, 4, 5 guys that are in the top 500 or, oh, never mind. So 4 guys inside the top 500 and then a bunch of guys that are ranked 500. So I'm not really overly familiar with the recruiting style for baseball. But the point is, like, you should be able to get back on track because I do believe that Willie is the right guy to be able to get them steered in the right direction. You've got the aspect that he was a good player for the Sun Devils when he played at the university. He's got that pride as being an alum for them. So he's clearly going to want to stay here and get them pointed in the right direction. I feel like you're going to get back on track. And you saw some of that talent last year. They had a really strong start to the season. Like, first half of the season, we're sitting there and we're like, this is the Sun Devils baseball that we're used to seeing. This is the level of play that we're accustomed to because the Sun Devils were competing for titles for a long time. And the last 10 years have been abysmal, man. They've been losing seasons and they haven't been fun to watch. And the pitching hasn't been there and the hitting hasn't been there at the same time. It's just not been there consistently for the entirety of everything that's been going on. What this means now is you've got an athletic director who never cared about this program, never cared. You could tell with the decisions that he made with the hires and the lack of putting the NIL together. Like, this is a guy who didn't give a you know what about the program. So this is going to be a really good fresh start for all the athletic programs. But baseball has got to be one of the most exciting, right? Because we used to be one of the I want to call us blue collar. Or not blue collar, blue blood. I want to call us that kind of program it's just been so long that I don't know if that's totally fair at this point, but you should be able to get back on track, man. Like, I'm really excited what Willie's going to be doing for the baseball program. And now that Ray Anderson is gone, I'm excited to see what we can do from there. Cardinalson 96, thanks for hopping in. Oh, happy day. I may or may not have been blasting Michael Bublé's Feeling Good this morning when I saw the news. Obviously you got to do hey, 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 kiss him goodbye. You got to I'm trying to think what else. What are good vibe songs that you guys are listening to today? Drop them in the comments. I'm gonna make like a playlist for myself. All I Do Is Win from DJ Khaled. Celebrate Good Times. Like, there's so many different songs that we could be cranking right now to celebrate a new chapter in Sun Devils athletics. Let me know in the comments what songs you guys are going to be listening to today. I need some music to be cranking for myself as well. I'm so excited for this next chapter, man. Like, this has genuinely been such a frustrating process to go through with the Sun Devils athletics. Stairway to Heaven. I'm good with Stairway to Heaven. One of the most iconic guitar riffs. Freedom. Okay. I can dig Freedom. Man, there's so many good ones. I can see clearly now the ray is gone. We'll put a little twist on that for you, Paul. Oh man, I'm so excited. Like, this is so big. And as I was getting ready for the morning, I didn't really think anything of it. We were getting ready to record and everything for the UCLA game. First of all, what a great win. We can talk about that too. Like, we can absolutely talk about the UCLA game. There will be a podcast later today to cover that, but I didn't want to do 2 pods in one day. I felt like this was way better to go live to talk to you guys about that. Like, this feels like such a great space to be able to just get everything off our chest. And I encourage you guys, leave some fun comments. Like, we're going to celebrate such a great new chapter in Sun Devils athletics. It's huge, man. Like, you truly are turning the page here. And it's not just for football, but we can talk about football because this was a football team that was severely punished by this previous athletic director, right? This guy hands down a self-imposed bowl ban for the sins of his predecessor, for the sins of his best friend, who is sitting nice and comfy at ESPN, by the way. And the other guy is also enjoying being an interim head coach in the NFL. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Why is everybody having so much to celebrate while ASU is sitting here in depravity and trying to get through the treading waters with the waves just hitting over and over? This is what we deserve. This is what we deserve. A new, fresh chapter in Sun Devils athletics. This is what we deserve, is being able to finally move forward, put a good step in front of us, and begin a healing process from just some of the darkest times that Sun Devil athletics has ever seen. Football, basketball, baseball, all of it. All of it has suffered at the hands of Ray Anderson. That won't be the case anymore. From here, Michael Crow needs to step the you-know-what up, and he needs to find somebody that actually gives a crap about Sun Devils athletics. This is the best thing that he needs to do, is to finally put an emphasis on the athletic program. You know what we've been called for years and years and years and years? A sleeping giant. That is how people describe Arizona State. We're a sleeping giant. And part of the reason why we've been sleeping is because nobody from the higher ups has wanted to put the time and expenses into this program. Here's something I think about all the time. Last year, Tennessee beat Alabama, right? And it was the first time in forever and ever and ever. And Tennessee was looking like legitimate playoff like a playoff team and potentially a national champion contender with Hendon Hooker and Jalen Hyatt on the offense. And they had some guys on the defense too. This is a good Tennessee football team. Oh my goodness. And when they beat Alabama, I think about this every day or darn near close to it. They beat Alabama, right? The students rush the field as they should, but they take down the goalpost, right? And they take down the goalpost. They toss them into the nearest river, or lake, or whatever it was. There is a viral video up in like the presidential suite where the president of the University of Tennessee is, where the athletic director is, where all the other people that are so important to the athletics are sitting up there and they're celebrating, and they've got their stogies and their cigars and they're sitting there and they're celebrating, and they go up to the athletic director and they say, "Hey man, they're taking down the goalposts." You know what he says with the biggest, dumbest smile on his face? He goes, "It's worth it." That's why Tennessee has rebounded. That's why they are on the upward, man. It's because they have an athletic director and a president that understands the importance of the athletics at their school. That's why Tennessee is back. That could be Arizona State, man. You get people to buy into this program, you're going to be really, really good. You're one of the biggest universities in the nation. You have pretty much every athletic program available. You have the big three. You've got softball, a good volleyball program, a really good volleyball program. You've got sand volleyball, I'm pretty sure. You've got dive and swim. You've got gymnastics. You've got wrestling. You've got hockey. You've got all of it. So now is the time for somebody to come in and put all the effort into taking that next step forward to being national contenders in football, in baseball, in volleyball, in softball, in hockey, and maybe basketball. They're doing a really good job recruiting. If you guys have not been keeping up to date, it's the number 13 or number 11 class in the country for next year, depending on where you look. This is a great, great day and a historic day in Arizona State Sun Devils athletics. It truly is a historic step forward. I want somebody that's going to come in and care about this program so much that they see those goalposts getting ripped down and they say it's worth it. It's going into Tempe Town Lake and we couldn't be happier about it. That's what I want. That's what I want from this program. I want somebody that cares. I want somebody that looks at Arizona State, recognizes the talent that they have, puts the best step forward. That's what I want. Checking the comments now. Ray B2112. Dear Michael Crow, get this right. Don't try to hire another yes man. Hire a legit AD. You, talking about Crow, get the right guy and stay the hell out of the way. U of A has surpassed ASU in all aspects. And as much as that hurts, I do think that U of A is on the upward trend. And part of it is because they've got guys there that are taking those right steps. You've got their basketball coach, whose name's escaping me at the moment. Jed Fish is got the football program going in the right way. Although I don't know if you guys have heard, there's whispers he might go to Texas A&M. And if he goes to A&M, they're going to get some transfers. That would be outstanding, man, if he decided to go to Texas A&M. Paul, you do make a really good point that U of A is going to lose some of their athletic programs. They were talking about a lot of the money that was going into the athletic. I want to say it was like $250 million or something like that. That is like not going to be funding some of their programs. And like, sure, you'll have football, basketball, baseball, the big three, but I'm curious what happens to some of their other athletic departments. And that's something that ASU hasn't had to worry about. And hopefully the next guy that comes in, him and Crow are going to team up to make sure that we do have that right step forward. One of the best things that happened this year was changing the name of Sun Devil Stadium to Mountain America Stadium, home of the Sun Devils. Here's the thing. You can call it Sun Devil Stadium forever. I am. I don't I don't call it Mountain America Stadium when I have a normal conversation with somebody about where the football game is played. Here's the thing though is it brought in a lot of money to your athletics. And that's what you want to see moving forward is the university making those decisions, making the active decisions and putting their best step forward to continue pouring the money in and pouring the effort in and all of that good stuff into their athletic programs. It's not just football, it's not just basketball, it's not just baseball. We could have great programs across the board. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see here. And I pray that whoever is the next athletic director, first of all, I really hope that Michael Crow does a really, really thorough process with this. I don't want somebody hired tomorrow. I don't want somebody hired at the end of the week. I don't want somebody hired in a month. Take your time with this. Like, I just want to know that you are truly doing what you need to do to be pouring in the correct resources here. That's what I want. What do you guys think? Is anybody know any prospects? I haven't done any research. I don't know guys who would be able to take that step forward. I don't know if it's a guy in house. I don't know if you poach someone away. This isn't something I've ever thought about. So I have to do my research just as much as the next guy. Let's check the comments again. Yeah, the 250 million. I was right about that. James Foster, awesome day for Sun Devil Nation. Thanks for the celebration show. It's my pleasure, James. I appreciate all you guys coming in. If you want to share the live, that would be awesome. The more people we get in here to have this conversation and celebrate is amazing with me. I've got my Dr. Peppy to celebrate. I hope you guys have something to celebrate too, whether it's some bubbly, whether it's sparkling water, something like that. Treat yourself. What else is going on? Devil Dance 81. Crow is going to mess up again. Hire an ASU guy. That would be pretty cool. You're seeing that, man. Like, they have some of the right guys in place to bring that atmosphere here. Kenny Dillingham, for example. Look at what he's done with the program in such a short amount of time. That's been remarkable. He's matched the win total from last year, and this team is so drastically better than what you had a year ago. It's been awesome. Cardinal Sin 96. Ray really didn't want to go to Morgantown in a few years. Yeah, I really hope that's like water under the bridge with West Virginia at this point. Like, I don't want to start nothing. We've already got some rivalries. Like, it'd be cool, but I really hope that that's not something they're going to hold on to because he's not there anymore. And I didn't even like the comments when he made them. I have no issue with West Virginia. I don't know why Ray had to say that, but I'm glad he's gone. Get Scott Barnes from Oregon State. Okay, I'm gonna write that name down for myself to take a look at him. Let's see. Scott Barnes at OSU. Cool. All right, I'll take a look at him. Trying to be wise. ASU Stadium will always be Sun Devil Stadium. Keep the money coming. ASU is a beautiful campus with excellent facilities, able to draw any talent, get the right AD, and we will be on top. You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. Like, literally everything that you put in that comment is exactly how I feel. It's always going to be Sun Devil Stadium. But you know what? It rolls the money in, and that's what you need here. ASU is a beautiful campus, and they don't have just one campus. You've got downtown Phoenix. You've got Yuma. You've got Polytech. You've got multiple campuses. You got ASU West. This is and they offer everything. You've got the Walter Cronkite School for Journalism. You've got a great nursing program. You've got a great business school. You've got so many different amazing programs that you offer to all of your students. And that draws in not even the athletes. It draws in people that want to go to this university. People come from across the country. People come from outside the country. There's people that come from Japan. There's people that come from Europe that are interested in this university because it's so big and because they have so many different attributes that they offer to you. It's great academically. That's the one thing that I can toast to Michael Crow. He's done a great job with the academic side of Arizona State University. I will absolutely give him credit for that. Is you've definitely seen that you've been taking steps forward. Like the nursing school, that's one of the biggest boons that we have seen over the last handful of years is how great it's been to see the nursing program take that step forward. It's awesome. And with all of that, you should be able to get all these kids enrolled. You want to keep the kids staying home. Like I said, it's not just athletes. It's about the tuition rates and all of that. And then once they get here, that's where the athletics get involved. That's where these kids who get to all the games, like they don't pay for football, basketball, baseball games. They get to go to those. It's part of their tuition. That's amazing. That's amazing. Now you get somebody who cares about the athletics as your athletic director. Maybe you start to see more people care. Maybe you start to see an uptick in the people who want to come to this program. You see an uptick with the athletes that do commit to Arizona State. You see top 100 prospects. You see top 50 prospects. You see 5 stars. It's part of the deal. It's just part of it. That's where I'm hoping that we take a step forward. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. You're absolutely amazing. There's quite a few of you in here right now, and these lives normally have a small handful of people. This is a much bigger crowd than we normally get. Again, if you guys want to share the live, I can't sit here and tell you what to do, but if you wanted to share it with your fellow ASU diehards, that would be really cool. Get people in here. We'll have conversation. Talk with each other in the comments. I'm here to talk to you guys too. I'm reading comments. Like, this is not a podcast. This is not me reading a script. We are having a conversation. And I think that's one of the coolest parts of having lives. So again, thank you guys for coming in. Trying to be wise. I graduated from ASU. Unfortunately, I'm from Michigan and live in Michigan. We'll come back. We got better weather, man. You can't shovel sunshine, baby. There is plenty that the state of Arizona offers for you. It's great. I'm very biased. I've lived here my whole life. I am not leaving. I love it. But that's something that you get to offer is the weather's really good. And it truly does matter. I remember talking to some of the coaches, Brian Carrington and Rashad Samples. I talked to them before the season started. We had conversations, and one of the things that they mentioned is like these kids that they're talking to in Texas, Louisiana, California, like you can tell them, there's actually a lot here that the weather can do for you. You don't have to worry about the snow that you do in other places around the country. You don't have to deal with humidity. It's a dry heat. Like there's stuff that this program offers for you. Now you're going to get somebody, hopefully, knock on wood here, that wants to put the effort into the athletics. Once you get that person in who cares about that, it's all downhill from there. It really is. It would be amazing to finally get that ball rolling. Again, like I mentioned, that sleeping giant that we talk about all the time finally wakes up. The football program, I mean, not even 10 years ago, we were back-to-back 10-win teams. We were the number 6 team in the nation at one point. And you were doing it with guys that didn't all go to the NFL. You had some really talented guys. You had Will Sutton during some of those years. You had Jalen Strong. You had some offensive linemen. I know Jamil Douglas was in the pros. You had some defensive linemen. I mentioned Will Sutton, Rennell Wren, and God, there was another guy. Funny enough, he also was drafted by the Bengals. Not like they took him and Rennell. You've had NFL talent here, man. You've had who was the safety corner? Demarius, was it Demarius Randall? I think it was Demarius Randall. That's gonna bug me. Yes, Demarius Randall. Is he still in the league? He is not. But that's just another example of some NFL talent that you've had. But you were building those teams with guys that didn't make it in the pros. Like Taylor Kelly is one of the best quarterbacks that has ever been at Arizona State. Imagine if you plugged in a guy who was going to the pros one day. Like, not Taylor Kelly slander, but just imagine if you plugged in a guy like that. The sky's the limit for all of the athletic programs. I'm just talking about football right now. How many guys in baseball have we put in? Jason Kipnis. Oh man. Merrill Kelly. That's who I'm trying to think of. Dustin Pedroia, Barry Bonds. There's Spencer Torkel. Spencer Torkel was the number one pick. We have put in those guys from the baseball program. Imagine if you get to reintroduce the talent at Arizona State baseball. You become that contender again. You get out to Omaha. You start contending. It's the right direction. Basketball, there's been talented guys. You had Remy Martin. You had Kamani Lawrence that were long stays in recent years. You had James Harden, but I know Harden was not a Ray Anderson guy. The point is you had those kind of talents. Trey Holder, Cody Justice. Now just put it all together. Mr. October himself is a Sun Devil. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And there's just so much good that you can do with this program. ASU also offers a world-class education these days. It used to be solid, but now it's consistently ranked as a great school with the best in the West Coast. The school can really bring in the best. What are we talking about, baby? We are number one in innovation. We got a number one innovation dynasty going on. We've won it 42,000 straight years. It's a thing. And it's an important thing because there's so much that you offer. And when you offer all these schools and all these programs and all these scholarships, it draws guys in. It draws individuals in. It boosts all of your stuff. You've got a good hockey team. You've got a great volleyball team. You've got so many different things to offer here. So taking that step forward is going to be so important. And they're doing a lot of good things academically. Now you want to see what they can do from an athletic standpoint. That's where I'm so excited about this. In the comments, let me know what programs you're looking forward to stepping up. Like if it's football, you can say football. It's a really white bread answer. For me, it's baseball. I want to see where baseball is going from here. I would love to see our volleyball team continue to be dominant. Like they've had a great season so far. I would love our women's basketball team to be really good. Look at the attention that it draw this year. Look at LSU with Angel Reese, and they bring in Haley Van Lith. Like there's excitement for women's basketball. Iowa has I can never remember her name, but point is, like, women's basketball really has started to come around, and ASU women's basketball has not been good. Imagine what that would do for your program to get people interested in women's basketball. I would love to see that. That would also be near the top of my list. Hockey, can we keep doing it? We've had good teams over the last several years. Let's keep doing it. It's so cool to have a good hockey team. It's not just football. It's not just basketball. It's not just baseball. There's so many smaller athletics here that can draw crowds. Wrestling, we've had some of the best wrestlers ever. You had the paraplegic guy whose name's escaping me. You had Curly Kolb way back in the, oh God, was he 50, 60, something like that? It's a great wrestling school. Let's reintroduce that and continue to be a dominant program. There's so much here to offer at Arizona State. It's not just the big three. Let's take that step forward. The golf team, the swim and dive team. You've got just about everything, man. There's so much you can do. Kevin Vondershare. I hope I pronounced your name right, Kevin. If I did not, I apologize. This needed to happen. Ray is completely out of touch with the changing times of college football. NIL is something he hasn't embraced. Great segue. Great segue to NIL. It is so gosh darn important that you have NIL streaming into your programs. I think some of the biggest examples I can think of is look at Alabama and Clemson. They have started to decline in recent years. And yes, Alabama is still contenders on a pretty consistent basis. But there's no denying that Alabama is not what they were. Clemson drastically is not what they were. And you know what the common denominator is? It's that neither of them are putting an emphasis on NIL. Now you look at Arizona State. What have they struggled with the most? I'll give you a hint. It's nothing to do with academics, has a lot to do with NIL opportunities. Jaden Daniels, as much as I cannot stand him, and I mean I can't. There's no. But one of the biggest reasons he left was NIL. Now look at him at LSU. He's a Heisman Trophy heavyweight right now. It's never been a coaching thing with him. That's not true. Not talent is what I meant. It's never been a talent thing with him. Coaching has held him back for sure. But if you had retained him and plugged him into a Kenny Dillingham offense, what's he doing for you? That's where I'm really curious. Look at what Kenny Dillingham did with Bo Nix in 1 year. Oregon has NIL opportunities too. It's one of the reasons they brought him in. Look at what Kenny Dillingham can do with some talent. It's amazing. Back to the NIL though. That's why you lost him. That's why you lost Omar Norman Lott, who was definitely needed this year for depth on the defensive line. That's why you lost Ricky Pearsall, who's one of the best receivers in the SEC. That's why you lost Johnny Wilson, who's one of the best receivers in the ACC. That's why you've lost Ladarius Henderson, why you lost Ben Scott. It's endless, and that's just football. You've lost so many guys because the NIL wasn't there. And here's the thing. I know a lot of people, it's controversial. Some people love NIL and the opportunities that it presents for these athletes. Some people can't stand it, and they will say that they're getting a free education and whatnot. I totally understand both sides of the argument. I definitely fall on the side of I'm a fan of NIL, but more than anything, it's the nature of the game. You can love it, you can hate it all you want. It's here, and it's here to stay for a long, long time. So when you have an athletic director that A, doesn't understand it, and B, is not willing to put that step forward, it's going to hurt you. You're going to lose your talented guys that you bring into this program, and you're not going to be able to bring in talented guys. There's been a countless number of players who probably were interested in Arizona State, but decided not to come here because the athletic departments were not providing those NIL opportunities. And some of it's on boosters too. But look at what the boosters have done. We have the Sun Angel Collective, which is providing those opportunities. You have seen boosters that are coming in and they're providing those opportunities now. They're helping to get this program to new heights. You bring an athletic director who actually cares, who actually understands the way that NIL works. Sky is the limit. How many times have I said that on this live? The sky's the limit, man. You can bring in these guys from an athletic standpoint, from a academic standpoint. Tie in the NIL. you're going to get a lot of guys, man. You're going to get people that come in. That's why whoever they hire next, it's going to be so pivotal that Michael Crow understands the gravity of understanding how important having NIL is. I get it. It's controversial, but it's here to stay. So you can love it, you can hate it, dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives all the same, and now it's here. As a famous Thanos once said, NIL's here to stay. Fight it all you want. It is what it is. It's just such a big part of what's going to be building your program up. And you have Ray Anderson, who was completely out of touch with it, and the program suffered from it. And there's been programs across the country who have suffered because they have not been able to get NIL going in. Look at Stanford. Stanford is another Pac 12 team that has suffered because of their inability to create those NIL deals. And now they're putting that next step forward, and you're seeing the talented guys. They've got a top 25 recruiting class for next year. ASU can be in that same category of being able to bring in those hyper talented guys. There's multiple 4-stars that they're bringing in. You've got, I know Elijah Besa is a 4-star, depending on where you look. God, who else is coming in? They've got, I want to say, if you cherry pick, 3 4-stars that are coming to this program. I can't remember if Plas Johnson is a 4-star. Like I said, it just, you can bring in this talent, but the NIL's got to be there. And if you make that right hire and you get somebody who understands it, the importance of it, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Back to the comments. Kevin, the quarterback from Desert Mountain who dumped ASU for U of A is a good example. Why are we losing these kids from the Valley? And let's be honest, Crow should retire or move on as well. I would also not complain if Michael Crow retired and moved on, but I just don't know when that's going to happen, if it's going to happen. So for now, I'm really happy that Anderson is gone. But in regards to the Desert Mountain quarterback, that wasn't Desmond, was it? Desert Mountain quarterback 2024. Brady McDonough, is that who you're referring to? Who's committed to Army at the moment? Or was it for this year? I want to say it's Brady McDonough that you're referring to here. Maybe I'm wrong. Plays at Desert Mountain. He's going to be in next year's class. Dude, here's the thing: is there's so many great players in Arizona that could really turn the corner for this program. I am so curious if this is something that helps flip some guys like Santana Wilson. I'm not worried about Damon Williams, but potentially Christian Clark. Who is the offensive lineman that they're taking a look at? Desert Mountain, Dylan Tapley. That's who you're thinking of. Not the quarterback. He's the receiver safety player. That's a whole other thing. It's not something that I can get into detail to. It's off the record information, but I'm sure you could find it if you wanted to take a look at it. But that was a whole mess of stuff that went on with Dylan Tapley. But again, like, you kind of wonder if maybe there was something going on behind the scenes with all the NIL stuff. I'm not 100% sure. I do know the big reasons, but like I said, I can't get into it. It's off the record stuff. It's very interesting the way that went down. Paul, Crow is an excellent president for education side of the university. He needs to stay away from the athletic side after he hires an AD. Yep. We've been saying that is he does a great job building up that talent for your team, right? He's done such a great job for getting you to that next step for the academic side of things. All the different programs and schools that they offer. It's amazing. Now you need somebody to come in and give a crap about the athletic side of things. once you get to that point, again, sky's the limit. You got to take a drink of your soda or your sparkling water, your bubbly, whatever it is. Every time I say sky's the limit, that's a new game. It's a new day. I'm so happy. I can't think of a better way to get your week started than with Michael Crow, or not Michael Crow, with Ray Anderson resigning effective immediately. That's the best part. Hashtag fire Ray Anderson has finally come true, except he wasn't fired. One of my questions here, do you think, and I want to know what you guys think specifically, do you think that the public backlash is the biggest reason for his retirement? Because I feel like it might have been. I feel like this was going to be one of the biggest factors in why he stepped down. I want to know what you guys think. Maybe it was something else. To me, there's so much evidence that everything that was going on with the billboards that were going around on game days, that were on the little advertisement trucks and all that were going around. Look at Twitter every single week. You guys are absolutely malicious, and I'm here for it. Was the fire Ray Anderson. All the tweets that would come out, like, you guys were there. You guys were all there begging for Ray Anderson to be fired, fighting for it. I think that was one of the biggest factors that went into this. I want to know what you guys think, though. Do you think that there was something else that was going on? Do you think that the public backlash was the reason? I don't know, man, but there was a lot going on that probably led to some pressure. Is Michael Crow involved in this decision? Who knows? I want to hear some theories from you guys. I want to hear some theories about what you think was part of the reason that pushed him out ultimately. Because I feel like there's a lot here that was going on behind the scenes. Oh man. There's guys that you can try and flip, man. Like, just imagine if this was something that really pushed the needle for these Arizona kids. Elijah Rushing, Santana Wilson, who did I mention? Christian Clark, Deshaun Warner. There's guys here who have been pursued by Arizona State University. And now that you have eliminated Ray Anderson, it's going to depend on the hire too. And you're coming up on National Signing Day. I want to say it's like December 22nd or something like that. That's going to be huge to see what you end up doing at this point. Kevin, is the NCAA getting ready to drop the hammer on the program? So I think that they're good to go because Ray Anderson did that self-inflicted bowl ban. I think you were going to be looking at something that Tennessee had. It wasn't even going to be a bowl ban. It was just going to be some big fine for the team. So I think that the NCAA is good. I think we're serving our punishment and there's not going to be anything moving forward. So maybe I'm wrong. I feel 95% positive that the NCAA is done with us. So now it's just about moving forward from here. Sean, what's going on? Thanks for joining the live, my friend. Finally, I think the fan base has lost faith in Anderson. Oh, they definitely did. I think we lost faith in Ray Anderson a few years ago, but everything reached a boiling point this year. My biggest gripe was when the sins of the predecessors were inflicted upon the student athletes and were inflicted upon Kenny Dillingham and his staff. That was my boiling point, and that's when I sat there and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I can't defend this guy. There's nothing that he can do to repair this at this point. And I get it. We're not bowl eligible anyway. We're 3-7. but that's not the point. The point is looking at what he did to this program is he hurt them so much for a team that he didn't even like they didn't impact what's going on. It's a new staff and the kids didn't do anything. The one kid who did contribute, Jaden Daniels with his mom, they're gone. The kids who did contribute are gone. So why are we punishing these guys? That's where I had the biggest problem with all of it. And that was my tipping point with Ray Anderson. Not that I was ever good with him, but that was one of the things. Back to the comments, right? But ASU needs to get an AD who is committed to winning and excellence. Crow needs to be next. Committed or commitment to winning. You nailed it. Are you ready? Sky's the limit. That's where you're at. You could be such a great program if you get the right people in here. Lisa Campos could also be a possibility. She was the athletic director at NAU for 5 years, currently at UTSA. Seems like a highly regarded individual. Yeah, I was aware of Lisa Campos simply because I knew that there was a woman in the atmosphere when it came to athletic directors. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think ASU has had a female athletic director at some point, but Lisa Campos is somebody that I am familiar with. I'm going to add her to my list as well to make sure I don't forget. Let's see. Lisa. No, not lost. Lisa Campos at UTSA. If you guys have more suggestions, please drop them in the comments. I'm probably going to end up doing a bonus episode this week to kind of take a look at that. There's going to be an episode today that's going to talk about the UCLA game because there's so many things to celebrate. We'll be doing our game balls and all that. But right now we're just talking about Ray Anderson and the future of the team. If you guys know more candidates, please let me know who you guys like because I can look it up and see a list of guys and women. But if you have people that you like, let me know. I want to do my own research into this. I'm probably going to take a couple of days to mull this over. I'm thinking potentially Wednesday would be another episode, maybe a 2-episode day where we start taking a look at the Oregon game, but we also take a look at what's going on with the athletic director situation. We got basketball too. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to talk about right now. It's a great time to like, subscribe, and follow to Locked On Sun Devils if you haven't already. Shameless self-plug right there. There's so many good things that are coming to this program. I want to shout out you guys again. I appreciate you all tuning in. There's 21 of you, and I feel like that is so much more than I've ever had in this live. So I can't express how much I really appreciate you guys tuning in, how cool it is that people are coming into this live, sharing their comments, sharing their thoughts, all that good stuff. You guys are the best. You're part of the reason this has been so good. Vincent, what's going on? It's a great day to be a Sun Devil. You're gosh darn right it is, Vincent. Let's celebrate. Pop some bubbly. Have yourself some sparkling water. Get yourself a nice soda pop. Whatever, man. We're celebrating, and we're celebrating hard today. This is a great, great day for Arizona State Sun Devils athletics. The next phase, you just got to get it right. Because if you screw it up again, you're just setting yourself back years and years and years. That's the reason why I don't want this to be a short process. I want several people interviewed. I do not want this to be a hire at the end of the week. I understand the time frame is probably going to be a couple weeks to a month. I wouldn't be opposed to it being longer. I wouldn't be opposed to looking internally. I wouldn't be opposed to outside people. We mentioned Lisa Campos. We mentioned Scott Barnes at at Oregon State. There's tons of candidates out there. Here we go. Paul says Brent Jones, athletic director of Troy, fantastic organizer and fundraiser, as well as a former standout baseball player. Well, ain't that good news for the baseball team that we really want to see going again? All right, gonna hit him down for myself. Brent Jones at Troy. These are the guys that and women that you want to look into. These are the candidates that you want to see come over to Arizona State and put in that effort. And you can't be afraid to really give them an opportunity here. You can't lowball these guys. I just saw you make Ray Anderson the second highest paid athletic director in the country. I just saw you do that. I know you're willing to shell out some money, but are you willing to make the right hire? You don't want a yes man. You don't want somebody who's so passive and somebody who sits back in their desk and they're like, yeah, whatever. Somebody who's going to hire his buddies to run your programs. That's not what you want. You want someone that's going to come in and they're going to say, sky's the limit. We're a sleeping giant. We've been called that for years. It's time to take that step forward. We can do it. We can do it. Football, basketball, baseball, the big three. You can do it. Your smaller programs, volleyball, women's basketball, hockey, wrestling, they can do that too. There's so much potential here. Golf, we've got a couple of legends. John Rahm, Phil Mickelson. Don't know if you've heard of them. They're pretty good. You could produce more individuals like that. That's where I want to be. I'm hoping that in 5 years, in 10 years, I'm willing to give some time for whoever comes in to be able to take that step forward, to be able to get them moving in the right direction. I'm not expecting immediate impact. I'm not expecting you to be a playoff team next year in football. I'm not expecting you to, I am kind of expecting to be in Omaha next year, but cross that bridge when we get to it. There's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of people that care. The boosters care. The students care. The fans care. The media cares. It's not just me. There's a lot of people talking about how great this is. PHNX, Sun Devil Source, Devil's Digest, is it Blaze Radio for Walter Cronkite? Oh my God. Sorry to my buddies that I've made this year in Cronkite if I messed that up, but there's a lot of people that care about this. The fans, the alumni, generations of alumni. My grandmother, who didn't even go to Arizona State, first of all, is just grown up to be a fan. She's beyond excited. Shout out to you, Grandma. Love you so much. I'm so excited, man. This is such a great step forward. The fans deserve a winner. I remember ASU being the only show in town to activate the Valley. Remember just a few years ago when we were back-to-back 10-win teams, when we took down Notre Dame in Sun Devil Stadium. ASU was the hottest ticket in town. You wanted to go to those games, man. Think about how expensive those tickets got. It's because everyone wanted to go. Everyone wanted to go to these games. You wanted to see these playoff contending teams. They were there. They were number 6 in the nation at one point. We've seen that potential. You got to hit it consistently. They can do it as long as they bring the right person in. Yes, I remember that Notre Dame game, tried to cancel the game. People forget that. I actually don't remember that. That's interesting. Maybe it's because at the time I was a very casual fan, but yeah, it's special. We've seen it. We've been to a Pac-12 championship game. We've been the number 6 team in the nation. We've won back-to-back 10-win years. We've put in several players into the NFL. You've had 3 first-round picks, maybe more that I'm not remembering. Your baseball team, we've seen how good they can be. They've been down. Willie Bloomquist, I believe, is the right guy to get it back on track. Basketball, Bobby Hurley's done a good job. He can recruit the heck out of the program. Let's see that team take a step forward. The golf program has put in several very talented individuals. Women's volleyball is beyond great this year. Wrestling has had several different guys. It's just a special place. Call me biased all you want. Arizona State is a special university. Paul's got another one for me. Brian Blair at Toledo, worked at Wazoo for a while. He's under 40. Interesting. Minority candidate. Love to see it. Students excelling in classrooms and teams are doing well on the field and court. Let's go ahead and jot him down. Brian Blair. Be awesome if my phone didn't autocorrect. Nope, still going to do it. Brian Blair at Toledo. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Yeah, if you guys have more people to recommend, please let me know. We're going to be wrapping this bad boy up here pretty soon. Been live for just about an hour. I've shared a lot of my feelings. You guys have shared a lot of your feelings. I know that you guys have shared this live. We had 22 people at one point. That is so cool, man. 22 people to come in here and listen to me. That's crazy. I'm so beyond lucky to be able to share my opinions with you guys. I really do appreciate it. Uh, I do my best to stay on top of content. I know that there's been some ups and downs. We're getting it figured out, but this is a good time to be a Sun Devil. This is a great time to be a Sun Devil. Potential through the roof. Sky's the limit. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Remember, wherever you're getting your podcasts, hit like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Turn on those notifications so you get an update when we post new content. There's content pretty much every day. I try to stay on top of breaking news as well. If you guys want to interact with me, I'm very active on Twitter. You can find me at Richie Brads with a Z 36. You can find the podcast at LO_Sun Devils. Constantly want to talk ASU. I never don't want to talk about ASU. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This has been so much fun. If you guys have more people that you can come up with for recommendations for the athletic director, let me know. I'm going to try for Wednesday. It might be Thursday. I'm going to do lots of research to see who would be good options for an athletic director for Arizona State. You guys are the best. I will see you guys later. As always, remember that this is the best content for Arizona State Sun Devils athletics. And until next time, you keep it locked right here on Locked On Sun Devils.